Good morning and thank you for joining us again on Developing Stories. National Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers (NUPENG) has called off its industrial action after Department of State Services (DSS) brokered truce between the federal government, oil industry stakeholders and organized labor. The resolution followed a high-level meeting convened in Abuja with key government officials, representatives of Dangote Refinery and leaders of major trade unions in attendance. Before the agreement was reached, the industrial action embarked upon by the oil workers had grounded commercial activities in Ondo and several other states of the Federation, subjecting motorists to long fuel queues and commuters to immeasurable hardship. The parties resolved to uphold existing labor laws with emphasis that employees must not be compelled to join any union and should retain the freedom to either affiliate or decline membership of any labor body. Besides, other outstanding issues of contentions were resolved, culminating in the signing of a memorandum of understanding by all stakeholders. Agreements led to the immediate suspension of NUPENG's strike action, which had threatened to disrupt petroleum supply and distribution across the country. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edun, and Chairman of the Presidential Committee on Fiscal Policy and Tax Reform, Taiwo Oyedele, has declared that there is no immediate plan to implement the contentious 5% fuel tax on January 1st, 2026. Edun admitted that while the Tax Administration Act will become operational on January 1, 2026, the 5% fuel surcharge which is captured in the Act will not automatically come into effect. He explained that Tax Administration Act is among 4 legislative instruments enacted to boost transparency, simplify compliance for individuals and businesses, and modernize revenue collection. Also, Taiwo Oyedele maintained that the proposed 5% fuel surcharge was critical to fixing Nigeria's deteriorating road infrastructure, but maintained that no date has been fixed for the commencement of implementation. Given the already high cost of living and hardship in the land, the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria (TUC) had issued a 14-day ultimatum to the federal government to rescind any plan to introduce any tax surcharge or risk a total shutdown of the economy. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors will today hold its National Executive Council meeting to determine its next line of action on a pending ultimatum to the federal government. The association had earlier issued a 10-day ultimatum to relevant government agencies, warning that members should embark on a nationwide strike if their demands were not met. The threat comes amid mounting pressure on Nigeria's fragile public health system, which is already grappling with a shortage of doctors, poor infrastructure, and overcrowded hospitals. Resident doctors, who constitute the majority of the medical workforce in teaching and specialist hospitals, have repeatedly gone on strike in recent years over unpaid wages, poor welfare, and inadequate working conditions. Experts warn that another shutdown could cripple healthcare delivery, forcing patients to seek expensive private care and worsening health outcomes nationwide. Concerns are growing among parents and guardians in Ondo State over the fees charged to new students in public primary and secondary schools, prompting calls for a review. As the 2025-2026 academic session approaches, public schools in Akure appear to have adjusted their fees in line with government directives regarding the mandatory sale of academic materials within the school. Omori Olangbeji visited some public schools in Akure to assess the situation ahead of the September 15 resumption date.
In recent years, attention has been drawn to the high fees demanded from new intakes gaining admission into public schools, particularly in Ondo State. Public schools, which were once seen as a haven for parents due to their relatively low charges, became a major problem for the average citizens. For the 2025-2026 academic session, the story seems to be different, as school administrators say they are following due process regarding resumption requirements. The principal of Ruashaye Grammar School, Omobola Ojuge, and the vice principal, Academic 1, St. Louis Grammar School, Akure Adekemi Oni, noted that all required fees and items known as collectibles have been clearly listed on the school notice boards.
The government gave us a list of collectibles. And we pasted the list so that everybody will see that, okay, these are the list of collectibles. And the monies to be paid, everything, we made everything transparent. And we cannot collect anything extra unless we collect approval from the government. So that is it. So we did not and we are not collecting anything extra apart from what the government asked us to collect.
It's only the approved fee for the children, and we don't add anything. If you know the principal, Mrs. Adara, no, nothing is added. It's what the government approves that the children are expected to pay. It's already on the notice board. They are the same. There's no addition. The only item we have asked them is broom, 2 brooms and a packer. That's all. No basket, nothing else.
Oyemekun Grammar School, Akure, some parents of new students confirmed that they were allowed to independently purchase essential items like school uniforms, textbooks, lockers, chairs, among others.
Asanwó school, ara uniform, adẹ̀ràwé, adẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ processing. So kò sí eléyìí tí wọ́n gbà wá láti ta gbogbo nǹkan tíjọba ní kàn ṣe náà ni wọ́n ṣe, adẹ̀follow protocol.
The issue of textbook, I bought it from my own personal money from home. So I'm the uniform person. I bought the uniform from home. So there's nothing, no other things except I'm just only to pay the school fees to the banks and that's all.
Students from all 18 local government areas of Ondo State are expected to resume for the 2025-2026 academic session on Monday, September 15, 2025. Omoniola Nguji, Osrc News.
Rebels linked to the Islamic State group ADF have killed more than 50 people at a funeral ceremony in Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo. Most of the victims were hacked with machetes in the nighttime assault on a village in North Kivu province. This is the latest in a string of attacks linked to the rebels' raising fears that its insurgency is growing in strength. More than 40 people, including 9 children, were killed in an attack by ADF fighters in Northeastern Democratic Republic of Congo in July. Most of them were worshippers taking part in a vigil at a church in the town of Komanda when they were attacked. Nigeria have held South Africa to a 1-1 draw in Bloemfontein, leaving the Super Eagles on the brink of missing out on the 2026 World Cup. The Bafana took the lead in the first half via an own goal from William Troost-Ekong, but Calvin Bassey restored parity with a header just before halftime. Head coach Eric Jelly made some changes to the starting 11 following a narrow win over Rwanda, handing start to skipper Troost-Ekong, Fisayo Dele Bashiru and Cyril Dessers in place of Frank Onyeka, Bruno Onyemachi and the injured Victor Osimhen. Super Eagles are now 6 points adrift of leaders South Africa and 3 of second-placed Benin Republic, who beat Lesotho 4-0 in Abidjan. They will conclude their qualifying group phase in October against Lesotho and Benin. And that's developing stories. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your morning.